Today we are joined by another very special pair. Please welcome Bishan Singh Bedi, the legendary former Indian cricketer, and his son Angad Bedi, now becoming a star in his own right in the world of Hindi cinema. Thank you both very much for joining us.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's a lovely introduction.
Let me
You're
also
being too
say,
kind, I have to say that.
not only are you saying too kind, but I must tell the father that before the interview, Angad told me, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, here is this big star that you're interviewing, Bishan Singh Bedi, my father, and here I am, an actor making his way in Hindi cinema. He seemed almost diffident or almost intimidated by your presence. You intimidate your son.
No, I hope not, because very recently,
That I
Somebody-
hope first.
no,
that I
somebody-
hope first got me slightly worried, actually.
somebody asked me,
Yes.
"You Angad's father, aren't you?" I said, "No, he's my son."
Yeah, I prefer it like that.
So finally, you mean finally there are people introducing Bishan Singh Bedi as Angad Bedi's
That is the way I would like to be known.
father.
Yeah, Angad's father. Yeah.
So it must be a source of great pride for you, because at one level, I presume you would have wanted him to become a left-arm spinner for India, because he was an under-15, under-19 cricketer. Is that,
Yes,
is that a regret that your son didn't follow your footsteps?
Not really. I've had no regrets in my life. Never. Honestly, this is. He was destined for the celluloid world. So be it. That's why I look at it, because when it came to cricket, I'll be very honest. He thought being Bishan Bedi's son is good enough.
I should leave this interview right now. Because this is going, I told you,
No, seriously.
when it's going to begin, it's going down. it's going
we'll
down
get it.
south.
You know, look,
Relax.
No, Dad, you got to stop
look,
this.
No, but listen to
It was never, I never thought like that. I
no,
have
okay,
to, in my
listen.
defense, I never thought like
Okay,
that.
fine.
Okay.
Because you were not. He was not at all. When I say not at all, hardworking in the sense.
Well, if
it's-
somebody
it's-
ran 36 rounds as a punishment.
That's no running. That's no.
Okay, hold on. Let me understand this. Let me understand this from Angad. Is it true that as a 12, 13-year-old, your father literally drove you to try and become a cricketer, and you almost rebelled against it? You mentioned 36 rounds. I've heard this story, that you came late once for a match, your father made you run 30 rounds or run from the ground at National Stadium all the way to Rashtrapati Bhavan.
With Captain Dogra on a bicycle piche.
No, what I.
So what did he do?
Listen,
Let me listen to this.
I was running with them.
No, you
Of
weren't.
course
No,
I
you
weren't.
weren't. So I'll tell you
Okay.
the story. It's a very
Yes.
interesting story. I remember it was a game in National Stadium. Now obviously it's called the Dhyan Chand Stadium. It was against the British High Commission. We used to play a lot of games against them. And he had declared lunch. So then I went to the canteen to, get myself a drink. And the canteen next to the opposite the stadium was shut, so I had to go all the way to the other side where the pool was. So I went there. By the time I came back, he had started the game. Now, in my defense, it was declared lunch. The lunch didn't come on time. So then I went to have a drink, and by the time I got back, they were already in the game. And they had, like, the first over was being bowled. He spotted me from there. He said, "What are you doing?" And he yelled at me, and I just got startled. He said, "Okay, as a punishment, from here you're going to start running to Rashtrapati Bhavan, and then you're going to stride back." And then he had Captain Dogra at that time. He made him sit on a bicycle while the game was going on, and then he was behind me. So then I actually had to do it in a fraction of like 20 minutes. I had to go 7.5 kilometers. I remember 7.5 kilometers that run was.
No, it is-
And,
So you had to run-
and I got back, and then the other punishment was that it was a 35 over game, I remember, in the month of June it was. And he didn't let me bowl. So I just was there.
You were a very hard taskmaster on your
No,
son. He
like-
was a 12, 13-year-old. You say that,
I don't think-
he thought that he had already arrived as Bishan Singh Bedi's son.
No,
he wanted to play
let
the
me tell you
sport.
something. He was very good.
You were what, a left-arm
I
spinner?
was-
He was very good.
A left-arm spinner.
Yeah, he was very. As under 13, he was outstanding. Okay, when he played under 16, he was outstanding. And then suddenly he lost his head because you see, when you're young, and I remember having told him when he left cricket for the films in Bombay. I told him, I said, your biggest misfortune is that you didn't have a father like mine, and you didn't have a coach like mine who could, you know, put your ability together. But then again, you see, I don't really blame him. Now I can analyze it, because the youth in Delhi, okay, has always had a tendency to get carried away by the parental blessings.
No, but I can in a way identify with him.
Parental
because
blessings or 36
because I,
rounds
you
as a
know,
punishment.
my father was a test cricketer, and even if I scored a 50, it wasn't good enough because I was told that you've got to score 100. You know, if you come from a cricketing family or a sporting family, do you think it's easier or more difficult?
What I have always believed, that in any walk of life, if you want to excel, the word is excellence, because there's no way any human being could ever be perfect. Perfection is out, definitely out. Excellence, yes, you can work for it. That can only be achieved if you have a fair amount of obsession. जुनून मैं बोलता हूँ उसको. जुनून होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And that जुनून, he apparently showed it in abundance when he appeared before the camera.
So did you not have the junoon? He used that word, the junoon, the drive to become a test cricketer. You played under 15, you played under 19, but according to him, somewhere down the way, you lost your way.
No, I just got tired. You know, when you do 30 rounds, then your body
Stop
gives way.
harping about it.
Then your body does give way. Like by the time I would reach the nets, my legs would get tired. You know, then he said you lose control over the ball. Then your delivery style. Yes, you know, there are things that when you are growing up, you know, I'll tell you, he said at 13 I was good. Thanks, Dad. That's the first ever time you said you paid me a compliment. I actually am pretty glad about it.
I said you're very good. You're very good.
But I'll tell you what. So I shot up in height. I remember because I have very, strong etched memories of my under 16, under 19 days. So I think around 14 I started off well. I played a game against Himachal. I remember on debut I got 8 wickets. It was the Vijay Merchant Trophy. 3-day game it used to be. 3-4, and if you went into the knockouts, the games used to be for 4 days. And after that, you know, my delivery stride became big. You know, so then I was corrected for that, and then I became slightly more side on.
He had a very good bowling action, I'm telling you. But I had also told him, I said, look, you are playing for an organization which is going to pounce on you, given half an opportunity.
Which is
what they couldn't do to me, they'll try and do it to you. So this is where he was affected also.
Were you luckier growing up in Amritsar? Did you have the same pressure that he had? Was your father as demanding as you were with him?
No.
Would your father make you run 30 rounds if you came 5 minutes late to a game?
No, I wasn't. No, my father never saw me play.
He never saw you play?
No. In fact, I used to tell him, come to Delhi and see the test match. He said, no, I listen to commentary. He never saw me play.